Alrighty, today we're going to look at vertical angles. Vertical angles are, by definition, angles that are formed by intersecting lines. So if I have something like this, or I have something like this, I have two lines crossing right here at this point. These two angles right here that I have marked, those are going to be vertical angles. The two angles right here and the two angles right there. So notice that I used two marks right here for these two to show those are vertical. I used the single curve right here for those two that are vertical. So if I just call them A, B, C, and D, we can say that angle A and angle C are vertical. They are opposite of each other, okay? They are not next to each other. They are opposite of each other. We could also say that angle B and angle D are vertical. One thing to know, when you have two vertical angles, vertical angles always, no exception, always have the same measure. So if angle A was 40 degrees, angle C would be 40 degrees. If angle B was 140 degrees, then angle D would be 140 degrees. Okay, vertical angles always have the same measure without any exceptions. They will always be the same. And what we say is that they are congruent. Congruent, a term you'll see a lot in geometry. They are congruent. And the symbol for congruence is an equal sign with a little squiggly above it. They are congruent. So vertical angles will always have the same measure and they are congruent. Now, it's really easy when you only have two lines that are intersecting. It's real easy to to find the vertical angles. But what if you have several intersecting lines? And we'll just go A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay, it's not quite as hard here, but it still can be a little bit more difficult because when you look at E, is E vertical? Well, it's not vertical with A because it's too far off center. But is E vertical with B or is E vertical with C? And if you kind of follow the line that E is on, since C is on that one as well, C is on that line as well, but it's not on this line. So if you follow both intersecting lines, you see that angle E and angle B. So I'm going to say that angle E, and remember the angle symbol is kind of like that less than, but it's a little flatter on the bottom. Angle E and angle B, angle F, and angle C, and then that would leave angle A and angle D. Those are going to be your vertical angles. Okay, one last thing here real quick. If we have our vertical angles, let's say that this is 73 degrees. Find the measure of A. Well, we already know from right above, vertical angles will always have the same measure. Since these two are vertical from each other, we know that A will equal 73 degrees. And likewise, let's say that we have all of this over here. If, let's see, let's go B and let's go C. Let's go 27 degrees. Let's go 130 35 degrees. And we'll go 18 degrees. And let's go ahead and put an A right there. So, if we have all this information right here, we know that A is vertical with this angle right here, so A is going to be 135 degrees. B is vertical right here, so we know that B has to be 18 degrees, which means C would be vertical over here, which is 27 degrees. And if you double check, I made this happen on purpose. 7 plus 8 is 15, 15 plus 5 is 20. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. These three angles make up 180 degrees because there's a straight angle. So that has to happen as well. So there's your information on vertical angles. Remember, vertical angles will always have the same measure. They are congruent. And also vertical angles are formed by the intersecting lines. All right, guys, good luck. We'll see you next time.